Good morning and welcome to Viva Cafe con Leche with our taza de cafe. Good
Taza de café.
morning. Good
Buenos
morning.
días.
I am itchy. My nose is itchy, of course. I'm picking my nose right at the beginning of the show. That's just fabulous. I am Dr. Lori Monaco, the badass Buddha, coming to you from beautiful, sunny Southern Connecticut, which we've had sun the last 3 days. It's been chilly, but it's been beautiful. I am with Align Yourself Inc. I am your authenticity teacher, speaker, coach. I am your workshop facilitator. I am your fat eviction specialist. And most importantly, I am the badass Buddha.
Buenos días. Good morning. That was great. No pause. No, let me see what I'm going to say next. It just flowed. That was great. Good morning, mi gente. I am La Margarita, your spiritual and creative healing life coach, your writer, your author, your notary, your wedding officiant, your ordained minister. So if you need to get married anywhere, just call me. In Florida specifically. I am magically orgasmic. Bienvenidos a Viva Cafe con Leche with your Gladiator Guru. Let's let the show begin.
Let's let the show begin. We're making it sound like we have this big show planned. Let the show begin.
Listen, even if it's just us saying good morning, it's a big show.
So listen, I have this thought. So today we're going to be talking about travel, and hopefully our guest is actually going to come on. We haven't seen her pop on yet, and we've been not working well with having guests on. So, but that's okay because Sarah's actually scheduled to come on today and in 2 weeks from today, and she's also going to be on the Viva show at night. And the reason we're having Sarah on so much is because Sarah's just a very cool person, but she's also very big on, she travels all the time, and she has 3 children that are special needs. One even has a feeding tube. So if this woman can travel with her children, there's no excuse for any of us not to travel. So if she does not, for some odd reason, make it this morning, we're going to just start the conversation on traveling. So hopefully she will pop on at some point. But I had a thought. So I'm going to put this out there, right? This is the way things get moving and get their momentum, is when you put it out there, right, Gladiator Guru? Mm-hmm. How about as things start to lift, so maybe early fall, we do a Viva Cafe con Leche trip, and we do like a charter, and we could probably work with Sarah on this, and we create a trip for the Viva tribe, and we pick a destination, and we will schedule it so that we can broadcast live for the Viva show with a live audience with the people that come, and we'll create like a tour. And does that sound good?
That sounds real good. Where are you planning on having this?
I don't know. I was thinking either the Caribbean or Puerto Rico, or I don't know, like one of those areas, you know.
You know me, I'm always ready to travel.
I figured we didn't want to take them to the Spain walk because we might not get good cell service over there, you know. So I think, right? I think that would be great. I mean, you know, back in the day, people used to do the cruise ships, you know, and they would have the big groups go to the cruise ship, but those are still like non-existent, but that's okay. We could create it, like we could find a space and then make sure we just have a good signal. Look at Chenille's already. She's like, yes, I'll be there. Okay. And just, I thought that would be so cool, like to just get a little group where we do it live. And then we're also broadcasting live, but we're in a beautiful setting. So, and then we'll see, like, we'll just party Viva style. The whole, like, we'll set it up for like 5 days and we'll party Viva style, and we'll have things to do and, you know, retreats and all kinds of goodies, like mindfulness stuff, but partying stuff, salsa stuff, you know.
That's a great idea.
Okay.
I say do it. I mean, from here to fall, it's doable. Anything we set our minds to is doable.
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
So who's on? Who's on?
I'm writing them, but go ahead and give shout outs.
Okay. Buenos dias, Luis Sanchez, Chenille, Real Deal, Michelle Houston, Tiffany Bryan, Erica Balahala, Nancy Green, Marina Rivera, buenos dias. So yes, we that sounds very exciting. I say let's put it into practice. We could have workshops, breathing workshops, laughing workshops, hugging workshops. Those are all fun. Look, now my mind is already going. You know, all the tribe members can have signs, free hugs or whatever, and put them on the way up to El Morro. I don't know. I think it sounds amazing. So yes, let's do that.
That sounds good. Okay. So we do want to, if it's okay with you, can we at least give some honor to your family going through a little bit of a rough time? Like you haven't had enough stuff going on, but I mean, do you want to mention that or you don't want to mention that?
Today is already 2 months that my mother has transitioned. And you know, it's just 2 months. Like, wow, it feels still like yesterday. And then on Tuesday, my uncle passed away. My father's youngest brother, our only uncle from there. So he passed away at 59. Actually, I got the news like 30 minutes after our show finished on Tuesday. So that was devastating. So we had family gathering Tuesday night. And then last night we had a little candle vigil for him. So family came. So, yeah. And in all that, because death is a certainty. Just like life, it's what you do in between that matters, and how many times, you know, what does death remind us to say, I love you often. And, you know, you cannot waste time. Like, enjoy your life, live your life with boundaries and authenticity, and live it in your truth, walk in your truth, and love unconditionally those that come into your life, and appreciate them, because we all have flaws. We all have flaws, and our only wish is that when we go out there knowing our flaws, is that people accept us for who we are, and love us for who we are, and just be reminded that we all have that yin yang within us, and we have to, you know, walk with people in their bad moments the way we want to celebrate them when they achieve greatness. And I think that if we go through life reminding ourselves that, you know, we all have flaws, and we're all struggling in our own little prison cells, and we just got to learn to love, because life is not promised. Tomorrow's not promised. Like, I was with my uncle on Saturday, and my brothers were with him on Sunday, and then we didn't see him until we found out Tuesday morning that he had passed away in his bed. So, you know, life is about loving, because love is love is love, and it's simple, and just embrace it for what it is, and make happy memories with every step you take, because that's all we're left with until it's our time to transition. So, with that, buenos dias, Ana Laura, Linda McBee. Good morning. We missed you too last week. My beautiful sisters, Janet and Connie, are on. Namaste, sisters. We got babysitting duty today, Connie. So make sure you get over here. Savannah's coming around 10:30. Oh.
It's amazing how one little tiny creature could like wipe out 2 adult women.
Not 3. Let me tell you. That I was like, yeah, the sisters, we're all here. And then my son texted me yesterday. He goes, Ma, you think you and the sisters can babysit Savannah? I was like, yes, absolutely. So we got babysitting duties. And that's, you know, you have a new life, and it's beautiful, and it's promising. And then, you know, like anything, like the balance of the universe, right? Because we forget that in order for life to enter, life has to exit. So make sure that what's in that middle count. Just think of it as a Boston cream donut or a jelly donut. You know, you eat all around it to get to the middle. That's life. You know, everything's going to happen to set things in motion.
But it's actually pretty good.
it's that middle part that we salivate for. So why not make it beautiful and peaceful and filled with gratitude? And yeah, have your moments of anger, slam doors, kick in doors. I've done all that. It felt good. And then you get on the other side of it and you don't need that anymore. And what you do is you look at people and you're like, they must be going through something. And you smile. It's not personal. And I think once we learn to put that into practice, then we'll have better moments. Michelle was playing with Savannah. Savannah fell in love with Michelle. She wrote, "She is so precious."
Yep, she said, "My little buddy."
Yeah.
And so, Connie said, "Good morning, beautiful women. Yay, I love her."
Yeah, so get your ass over here by 10. Connie's, yeah, come on, Connie. So yeah, so that, that's that. And just love life. Because don't let it knock you down, but learn how to duck and swerve when all the bullshit comes at you. Learn some of the matrix steps and you'll be fine.
That's right. Because if everybody's breathing in the beauty and breathing out the bullshit, you got to be dodging some of that bullshit that's coming out, because there's people breathing everywhere. So you got to make sure, even with a mask, that bullshit can come straight through the mask.
Yes, so you have poisoned arrows, you got daggers being thrown at you, and that's words and ill intentions, and you have all of that always coming at you from all angles, from people and people you don't even know. They just see you walking by and they don't, and it's okay, but just learn how to duck and swerve and don't let it stick to you, and you can just live the life you were born, the purpose you were born to fulfill. That's what you got to focus on. And that's what we have to do. We cry, we get filled with sorrow, we feel the grief. Some of us deal with it better than others, and then you feel the loss. But then, when you get up the next morning that you were given another chance. So you just saw a life end. So that should help propel you to want to live your life to the best capacity that you can. So
good. That's a good segue really into the conversation today, because, you've brought up so many really good points. The fact is that with death, there is life. With life, there is death. There's always both. And what we do with our time on here, it's so precious. We never know how long we're going to be here. And when you look back and say, what have I done in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years? And if you're finding that you haven't really done much anything different, then what's the universe trying to tell you? I've made a lot of changes in my life in the last 5 years. Most of them were mental and emotional growth, a lot of spiritual growth, but there's some other things that have lagged behind. And it's hitting me this year. It's actually hitting me this year. We've had a lot of the isolation didn't really get to me last year, but it was actually getting to me this year already. And we've had a lot of illnesses and death between my family and people that I know, friends, including Gladiator Guru. So it's made me really look into saying, am I living my best life? Am I as happy as I want to be? Happiness is fleeting. You create your happiness, but it is a skill, and you have to bring happiness to you as well. You create it, but you have to bring it, and you have to bring yourself towards it. And so, I look back at some of the things that I've written, and this is my want list, and this is my not my bucket list like that we were calling this today, but just the what's the dream boards, and the vision boards. And I'm still not where I want to be, and I'm not getting any younger, and so this has to be it this summer for me. This is going to be the summer. I'm tired. I've put my life a lot on hold for certain things, all my choice. I'm not blaming anybody else, but I'm at that point where I think, because we were talking about this, remember we were talking about how there seems to be this lull over the beginning of the year that wasn't present for 2020 for us, and I'm not the only one. A lot of my friends were saying that too. And 2021, where we were so excited about this new year, this new possibility, and there's this cloud hovering, and we keep asking, is Mercury in retrograde? Is there something going on? But I think that what it is, it's time for us to move past the cloud. You know how when you're in the plane and it's clear down here, and then all of a sudden they go up a little higher and it's cloudy, and they say, oh, we're going to go up a little higher. And, and then all of a sudden they get high enough, and you're like, it's just beautiful, because you went past the clouds. If you're below it, there's no clouds, but somewhere in the midst, you're going to hit clouds to get to the other side, which is just absolutely spectacular. And that view is unbelievable because you're looking down at those beautiful clouds. They didn't look the same when you were underneath them. Looking up at them, they look so different when you're above them. And when you look way above, there's nothing above you because you're above those clouds. So for those of you out there that have been feeling what I've been feeling and what Gladiator Guru has been feeling and other people, maybe it's the universe's way of telling us that it's time for us to get above our clouds. Whether it's a trip that wasn't intentional, I didn't do it that way for that reason, but whether it's a trip or maybe it's a move or maybe it's a new job or maybe it's a new relationship, but maybe it's time to take stock and really review our lives and say, what's going on and what am I happy with? What's great? What's not? And am I living my best life, my most fulfilled life?
And with that, you got to ask yourself, am I wanting to live my best life by eliminating the fear and self-doubt? Because we can want all we want, but if we don't put it into practice by eliminating the baggage that's really has been holding us back. So I think that was great what you just said and the analogies you used, because sometimes we need to hear it, like the Boston cream donut and the jelly donut. I don't even like donuts, but that sounded really good this morning. Good morning, Charlie. Have a good day. So I think that when and I'm going to get to Michelle's thing, and Ana Laura said, same here, 2020 was nothing without 2021. But then we also got to ask ourselves, did we come into 21 with outrageous expectations? I think there is that lull. You just sit, even when you pull into a parking lot and there's movement, just sit in your car for an extra minute and observe. People are not walking the same. It's like they're sleepwalking. There's no vivaciousness when you look around at people. It's like they're all like robots just doing what they're doing. That's kind of freaky for me, It
is, me too.
So I think that when we go into the next hour of our lives, do it with intention, do it without fear, do it without the what if, the should have, could have, because what are you doing to yourself? It's self-sabotage, it's self-doubt, it's lack of self-love and not believing in yourself, knowing that you can do something. And pay attention to what's happening around the world, but focus on what's happening inside your world. And if you do that, you can get a better grasp on what's happening outside of you, whether it be other people, the weather, or the moon, anything happening. And you can navigate, because we're all here with a purpose, right? So learn how to start being aware of your surroundings and navigating where your legend is going to be performed at. God doesn't make mistakes. He wakes us up every day. My uncle didn't wake up Tuesday morning. His legend, obviously, or however happened, something happened where he made his exit. You woke up this morning. So write in your journal, make that goal list, create your vision board, go to the doctor's office and whatever, just take magazine, because they're expensive as hell. I'm going to go steal some to create my vision board, because the magazines are outrageously expensive for me to rip out pages. I'll feel bad. But what's happening? Yeah, that's exactly it. And travel. I mean, even if you just take a 30-minute walk, even if it's brisk, but we should do that. We should learn how to treat ourselves every day to a 30-minute walk. Everybody takes a lunch break. Use that lunch break. And even if you walk 30 minutes in your yard, but that's something that's beautiful, and it helps the mind. It helps you to unfuck your brain with exactly what we're thinking about, everything that's going on. This doesn't seem right. This isn't shifting right. You know what? Sometimes it is what it is, and we're thinking more of it. So,
yeah, look at Chenille. I'm walking the dog right now. And it's those physical activities. I love it. Unfuck your brain, because when you start putting the thoughts in and just ask yourself the question, am I where I want to be? Am I living the life that I want to live? What can I do differently? What is the universe telling me? And it's especially because this is what's been happening to me lately, is it's become so loud the voice has become so loud and the gut feeling has become so loud that change needs to happen like ASAP, that it's getting me depressed because I don't know which direction to go just yet. And the thing is with the universe is you have to trust in the process. You have to be willing to ask the questions and say, okay, I'm going to trust in the process. Where do I need to go? Because I am a bit of a planner. I mean, I'm not, Gladiator Guru makes me sound like I'm a real big anal planner. I'm not actually, compared to other people, but if I'm going to go somewhere, I do want to have a place in mind. So it's frustrating to me that I don't. So, but I'm ready to go. Like I'm chomping at the bit. So yesterday I was cutting the grass, sitting on the tractor, and I love cutting the grass because it gets my mind flowing. It's just anything that you do really well physically that you don't have to think about. That's what you need to do if you're feeling frustrated. It could be cleaning the house, rearranging the closet. It could be just doing the laundry and folding it. Just don't put the TV on. Don't put the songs on that get you just thinking about the songs. You could put on music in the background, but anything to get your thoughts going. And if you feel frustrated by your thoughts, you need to say to yourself, okay, just calm it down. And what am I needing to hear? What needs to be said? What is the universe trying to tell me? And ask the question too. That's the other thing.
Well, we had a show on that.
Yes.
You send out a request every night before you go to bed. You're praying to God. You're asking him. And remember to be very specific, because God likes details. Be very specific. And you're sending out this request. And then what are you doing? You're taking the time out to sit quietly and pray. So what are you doing to receive the answers to that? So it goes hand in hand. You got to, even if you go for that 30-minute walk in the morning, or you sit there drinking your coffee, listening to the birds sing, all that is you taking that moment out to listen, to get answers for what you requested for. And in doing so, or you could be driving, you got a certain radio station on, because the messages come through a license plate, through a billboard, through a truck driving by, through someone talking on the radio, a certain lyric in a song. But if you send out a request, then you must align yourself and find those pockets of time to receive. And then that's what makes all the difference in the world to us. And it's just being not like this, focus, waiting, twiddling your thumbs, waiting. Well, it's being active in your life.
That's correct.
Spiritually connecting to yourself and to the universe and to God, my God, because I talk about God because my God has been wonderful to me. So I think that, all of that, what the badass Buddha just said was perfect. And it's all of that. But send out your requests, send out your prayers. And then, it's like the Omega. You send it out, and then guess what happens? In the morning, you listen. You take time out to listen. And throughout the day, you pay attention. You become aware. How is your life how are you and your soul going to connect to guide you to where you're supposed to go if you're not connecting them? If you're not giving gratitude and then waiting for responses?
Yes, absolutely. I just wanted to put up some of these things because I like what Luis Sanchez said. The secret is ... The one thing. Remember that in City Slickers? The one thing. And it's different for everybody. Absolutely. And then Linda McBee reminding us again about the book Unfuck Yourself, right? That's the book. It's Unfuck Yourself, I think, right? And we didn't even do our intention or our mantra, and it doesn't look like our guest is coming on. So we're going to just continue on. Let's have a conversation about stepping in. Yeah.
Yes. But I would like Michelle. Michelle wrote something about the huge human resonance spike. Michelle, we could write a little bit about that, please. Educate me on that part. But What you have the mantra?
Yeah, let us know what that is. That sounds interesting, Michelle. Mm-hmm. So yes, if it explains things, right? Thank you for noticing that, Gladiator. Yeah, you have the intention, right? So go ahead, my beautiful co-host.
My intention is very simple. Something I was taught as a child from my dad. It says, "Nunca te engañe." Never lie to yourself, which translates into stop making excuses as to why you cannot do this or why you shouldn't do this. If it was planted in your soul and it's something that you wake up thinking about, it's something you're supposed to be doing. And what you got to do is tuck that fear in your top drawer, way at the back of the drawer. And trust in yourself to know that you are being guided to where you're supposed to be, and stop fighting it and then sit with yourself with a glass of wine talking about how come nothing good happens to me. Pay attention to your life. So always be honest with yourself. Never lie to yourself. That's my intention. Nunca te engañe. Never lie to yourself. Because we do it all the time.
And that's so simple, but yet so powerful, because that is exactly what we do. We always make excuses to match the story in our head. Well, this is why I can't do this. This is why. I mean, listen, I'm right there. This is why I'm still where I am. This is why I haven't moved yet. This is why. Well, okay, so if that's why, then how the fuck am I going to fix it? That's what comes in when you question yourself with, if that's your excuse, then how to fix it? Oh, well, but I don't know. Well, okay, but there used to say, like, neuro-linguistic practitioners would say, like, if you say I don't know, then you say, well, what if you did? So if you say I don't know, say, well, what if you did? What would the answer be? Because it makes people forcibly think about that. So thank you. Say it again. And say it in Spanish. I love it in Spanish.
Nunca te engañes. Never lie to yourself. It's in my book. I wrote several things on that, and I've always took it back to my father. And when we were little, he taught us that, because we were being raised in Father Panic Village. So we were always fighting. We couldn't go outside without having a fight, because we had long hair, and we light skin, and we had to earn our stripes of living in the projects. So he'd always said, never lie to yourself. If you're going to do something, do it all the way. And even if you're fearing whatever you have to face, but you face it, and don't lie to yourself that it's not happening, because then everything's always going to seem like it's not real, and you're never going to take your steps forward.
That's what Anna wrote.
No me ligues, Margie, me voy. Yeah, so Linda McBee, that is all the book talks about. What? Unfuck yourself? What part that it talks about?
Well, while she types, I'm going to say the mantra. So the mantra today is, I will tread lightly, but I will walk boldly. So you can be bold, but you can tread lightly, but I will walk boldly. So today's the first day of the first day. That's it. Today's the first day of the first day of your life. Mm-hmm. If you say, I want to travel, then do it today. Go somewhere different today. Take a different route home from work. When you get home, or if you work from home, just get in your car and just drive to a different town or city today, and go to the ice cream shop or something, whatever. Just get out today and travel somewhere else. So tread lightly, but go boldly. That's it.
Oh my God. Yes. A different route. You can see different scenes. You know what? If there's somebody on the sidewalk, travel through the dimensions of kindness. Beep at somebody and wave. That's something out of your norm. I do it all the time. People look at me like I'm retarded. I wave. That's beautiful. Get out of your routine, because that's like the number one killer for me. Get out of your routine. That was excellent. Traveling down a different path today, mi gente. Put that on your agenda.
Look at Chenille, first time there and solo. Oh, I love traveling solo. It is the greatest thing ever. I don't have to worry about children. I don't have to worry about who sits where. I listen to what I want. Oh, it's fabulous. Best thing ever. I mean, I love traveling with my kids too, but there's something magical about traveling by yourself. All right, this is what Michelle had to say. It's in the electromagnetic field of the earth that has been fluctuating high recently. There's a huge spike recently. It affects all of us, especially highly sensitive people. It alters heart and brain synchronization and alters melatonin levels. And with that in mind, does anybody know? We'll have to look this up and we'll have to decide what to do with it. Because if this is truly the case, then my daughter is definitely in a really bad way. My 17-year-old, she's a highly sensitive person. She has felt all of these things, very depressed. So this is just, this is interesting to find out.
It really, really is. Heart and brain synchronicity. And yes. Okay, good. We can, what happened?
I had to look out the window at something and I didn't want to like put myself, like my whole body into this weird position.
So thank you, Michelle. Yeah, that is something to look into because it can help you plan your day and it can help you understand yourself so you're not being moody with different people. You know, it's also being aware of everything. Thank you, Michelle. Good morning, Liza Tuck. And Chenille, that's the best way I love to travel. I love to travel solo and only with my pocketbook. I hate carry-ons. I hate leaving the luggage anywhere. I like to walk in, click, scan it, and then get on the plane. That's how I like to
Williams, good morning. We haven't seen Bridget in a while, and it's so nice to have you on.
Great rising, my Nubian queen.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about travel. So today's conversation was supposed to be on the myth of the bucket list, and what Sarah was supposed to talk about was how we put this bucket list together, and we all know what the bucket list is. It's this thing, the things that we want to do before we die. And we tend to sort of spread it out over a period of time. Oh, well, I'll do this by this time. I'll do this by this time. And while it's really great to have a list so you can check things off, what her take on it was that why wait? Like, why create a bucket list before I die? Just say, these are the things that I'm going to do and create, like maybe put a time frame, a smaller time frame. You know, sometimes we think like, okay, I'm going to go on vacation and we go on once in a year. Oh, what's your where are you going this year? Where are you going this year? One place in 1 year. But why do we need to do that? Why can't we travel? And granted, I know everything's still with COVID and the vaccine and the not vaccine and the planes. I mean, whatever. But what's really does stop us? What was stopping us before that? Right? Because I say that to myself now. What was my excuse before COVID hit? So why not fly away for a weekend to the Caribbean? Like, how hard would that be? Like, or Bermuda? Why not? What would it take? How much money would it take? Granted, we always say the money, but you could be creative. You know, if you are not against, you know, certain type of accommodations, you have more choices. Like if you don't mind camping or you don't mind staying in a, what are those things called? Those tents. They're those big round tents. I forgot what they're called. It'll come to me or somebody will put it in there. And or maybe because they have glamping. So you could stay in a cabin or you could stay in a cheap hotel or a motel. You know, motels are not horrible. Depends on where they are and depends on who's going. But you have options, you know, you really do. You don't have to stay in a really fancy place. It could be just bare bones just so that you can get to your destination. But I started to think about that and I was actually all set. I was like, okay, this is great. Over the next X amount of, you know, between now and the end of summer, I'm just going to hop in my car with my kids and the dogs and just go. And then what do we hear? The gas prices are going up and gas might not be available. Who's in charge of that stuff? I think that's purposeful, but anyway, right? So what are your thoughts on that, Gladiator Guru?
I would say buy gasoline. If you planned on driving, buy a couple of the red things of gasoline, what they hold, a couple gallons each, fill them up, secure them in your trunk, get your Happy Jack behind in the car, and do it. People use the excuses of what's happening in the world to hold them back. And then they wonder why they're not doing it. You already had excuses working prior. And then stuff like this happened that I really wanted to drive to Arizona, but I don't know now because they're saying these gas prices are up and they may not be available. So what do? You take a couple gas tanks with you, fill them up, And then you drive on in prayer and in faith, and then you just go. And because you never know if you had to take that trip, because we all meet people in our lives for certain reasons. Sometimes when we cheat ourselves and allowing fear to hold us back, we don't meet the people that were destined to meet with us, whether at the gas station, whether in line for the bathroom at the rest stop. There's no coincidences. And sometimes we shortchange ourselves wondering, why haven't I caught a break yet? Oh, because that very important person that was going to propel your life, who was waiting behind you in line at the rest stop, you didn't go. You didn't show up.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
So don't blame anybody. Excuses are like assholes. Everybody has them, and in abundance with many, right? So what are you going to do? Are you going to say, are you really in charge of your life? Do you really have a handle on your life? Do you really say, you know what, this is what I wanted to do? As long as we do the precautionary measures of the mask, the hand sanitizer, the washing of the hands, 6 feet back, whatever the case may be, and we have food in the car and we have extra gas just in cases, let's just go and do it.
Anna says, come to Florida, gas comes by the port. Though, I have one of our tribe members. She's not on this morning, Wanda, but she's in Georgia, and she texted me yesterday, and she's actually the one that she made this really pretty necklace for me. She told me that the gas prices in Georgia are $3.99, which is crazy considering that usually the South, the gas prices are so much cheaper than the North. So ours are actually cheaper. I can only imagine what California is like, because California is always the highest in the whole country. But so $3.99, and she said that the gas stations are limiting how much you can get, that you're only allowed, one place only allowed $15 worth. And I'm like, if it's $4 a gallon and they only let you have $15, that doesn't go very far. So, and then who wrote it? It's a road. That's right. Driving on fumes and a prayer. That was back in the day. That was, remember back in the day when the gas prices were like $1? And I would drive my crap car for as long as I could. And then I'd like start scrounging for change. Like, oh my God, I got to get gas, and I'd start scrounging for change. And you put like $5 in, and it still put a lot in there. And you still.
But then you got to look at what's happening. Last year, of all fucking things, toilet paper there was a shortage. Yeah. Why? So you won't have people in your house, because you're not going to have enough toilet paper, and to add fear in your life. So now they can't do the toilet paper thing again. So what are they doing? Gas, so that you can't be mobile, right, so that you can't go anywhere. So you got to say, you know what? Every now and again, fill a fucking red bucket with gas and save it in your garage. And when it's time, because it's crazy. It's bad enough we hold ourselves back with our own fears. And so someone else is going to do it by being sneaky. My son-in-law wrote that he paid yesterday at Sam's Club $2.64, and that's in Florida. Brenda said, I was supposed to take the trip to Dallas so I could meet Gladiator Guru. That's right. And me and I was used to drive to Florida on fumes in a prayer. We're like, oh my God, we missed the last exit. The next one isn't until 20 more miles. That we're like on E, like the car's like,
oh my God, that's just like when you're driving in New Jersey or Pennsylvania or on the turnpike, because the exits are so far away. You're like, and you got to plan, and they put the sign there too. They're like, next exit is 17 miles away. Get off now, asshole, so you could get your gas.
Yeah, and then you're too busy talking and singing freestyle, Judy Torres, that we're like, shit, we missed it. Oh, but you know what? God. We never got stuck without gas. And that's what, when you got stories like that to tell, you just got to do it in anything. It's not only traveling cross country, but I say you've been wanting to do this so long, fat ass Buddha. So you know what? It's not only about, creating a bucket list, because guess what happens? It turns into a fuck it list. Yeah. Because you allowed all this fear and all this doubt.
Oh, that's nice.
To settle in. And then you get
is it
nothing
a bucket
done.
List or a fuck it list? Ouch. And that's so good. Listen, I hate you sometimes, because I don't really hate you, but I'm just saying, because you are such a wordsmith. You come out with these brilliant things, and I'm just like, blah, 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 blah. Like, I that's fabulous. Please, everybody use that. Do you want to, this is the take from today. I'm going to put it in the comments. Do you want to create your bucket list, or your fuck it list. I think I've been on my fuck it list for way too long. So it's becoming now, it's the bucket list. That's so, I love that. Oh my God. If you love that, put it in the comments that you love that.
Fuck it list is my darling. Liza, fuck it, just do it like Nike. Yeah, good morning, Doji. And yep, Anna, when we back, it was, and this was back in the day. We didn't have GPS directing us. And yep, with Iris, we drove to Florida with 3 little kids in the car. My daughter throwing now and later wrappers out the window, and some guy pulling up behind us. Your daughter's throwing trash out the window. We're like, what the hell? No wonder they were quiet back there. But you know what? And you go through that. You go through that. And you have to decide, am I going to choose the life I want to live, or I'm just going to sit back and let life choose it for me? You can't have both. You know what? If you sit back and you're going to take a break from yourself and planning and doing anything, then do that, because sometimes we need that. But then if you're going to sit back and say, well, I want this, and why isn't it working for me, and I never get what I want? Well, how much work are you putting into it? How much effort? How much energy are you putting into reaching your purpose and living your legend? And if you're not doing that, then I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear excuses. You know, I don't want to hear excuses. I want to hear, you know what? I'm a little fearful, but this is what I want to do. But I'm going to take it step by step. Yeah. You don't have to take the plunge. You know, you don't have to say, fuck it, I'm going to do it. Let's do it. Oh my God, whatever happens, I'm anxious to see what's going to happen on the other side. And I live that way, and I love it. It's very filled with adrenaline. And then I get to the other side and I'm like, yes. Oh, but there's totally people who are not like that. And I respect you if you're not like that. But at least take one step at a time. Do that. Climb that staircase to be where you want to be, where you need to be. One step at a time. It's your journey. You got to travel it as you want, but just start the damn journey. Start it. Don't keep waiting, because then you're going to grow old and you're going to say, damn, I should have did that. And then you're not going to have reached your full potential. And it's sad. And don't be sad. You know, be like that. Anybody see on Instagram that old lady who, she's like 90, but she got her lipstick on, the piece outfit, the tie-dye or the bathing suit? Come on, I think Anna's seen it. And she's like, who's old? And she got like these platforms on, like she was posting on Instagram, and they like picked her up. Like, let's just say, for instance, Vogue, like pick this woman up, because that's her sassiness, and not age did not define her. She's gonna go do it.
Why haven't they picked you up yet?
I don't know.
We need to vote. We need to like write to Latina magazine or something like that, and they need to put Gladiator Guru. What do you think? I think we should start like a writing in campaign, because it doesn't get any sassier than that, truly. And you know, could you imagine her being on the front of the magazine and just sort of posing, and it's saying, breathe in the beauty, breathe out the bullshit? That's just
okay. I see it. I see it. I believe it. It's going to happen. And Liza said, life is like getting pregnant. That's right. There's no instructions. You don't know if you want to keep it, or if you just want to like change his diaper and put it away. You don't know if you're going to hug it to death and spoil it. You don't know what you're going to do. What you're going to do is you're going to do it. And that's how life is. Brenda says the 5-second rule. I do that when I need to get up, and I would like to like my series that I was watching, my Korean series. Oh, Maron, I cried last night in some of those episodes, because I said, does love like that really exist? So I was up till 4 a.m. until I watched the whole season. So yeah, so I'm tired, but I had this morning.
So that's yours, right? So that's your go-to, and my go-to now is Heartland, and I'm the same way. Do families like that exist? Can they adopt me so that I could live on a horse ranch and just have dinner with all of them every night? And yeah, so believe me, but you know what though, Gladiator Guru, I'm glad you got into the Korean series.
Look at Anna. Put Anna's quote up. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yes, you did. That's
no, okay. I didn't, but I love it. Thank you for reminding me. She's like, we did that. She was in Latina magazine. That's right. Latina, November 2000 issue. I was featured as Society's Poet. That's always makes me proud, and I always forget about it.
So that would be a good intro then to get to write in. Like we should all just write in and say she was this. She was featured in your magazine, and this is somebody that you need to pay attention to.
And put the Gladiator Guru on your cover. Look at Anna. She said that the old lady's gonna be here, and she goes, I'm feeling like that. I'm still shopping at Forever 21. Girl, stop playing.
Oh my God, me too. Are they still? Is that the one who went out of business? I love all of those places. I'm with you. Forever 21. I used to love Charlotte Ruth. I love all those young 20-something, because that actually, it's so funny because in my 30s and 40s, I shopped like a freaking old lady, comfortable, whatever. And now that I'm in my 50s, I don't give a rat's ass if somebody says, oh, she's dressing like, too young for herself. Screw it. My body's fitting into these clothes now, and I'm going to show it off. And I'm going to get skinnier and skinnier for myself. And that's for me. But I love it. I feel sexy. And I waited to not be, I was not sexy for so many years. So that part, yeah, I'm right there with you on that.
Let me tell you something. My Fupa, if it fits in it can hide in whatever I'm wearing, I'm going to wear the bitch. I'm going to walk out like I always do with my head held high. People think I'm stuck up. I'm not. I'm just confident. And that I know myself and that I love myself, and that's it. And I have good tits, and that's it. And so I strut like that. I can't. When I get to Florida, because of the couple pounds I lost, shit ain't nothing. And putting a nice pair of pants and tying that jacket around so that the knot hides the little fupa, and wear my wife beater. That's it. I love doing stuff like that. But yeah, why? Because I believe in me. I trust in me. And I don't give a shit who don't like anything about me. It's not my business.
Yes.
When I make it my business, it interrupts my life. It interrupts. It's like those little right. The little things in the street telling you to take a detour. I ain't got time to take detours in my life no more. I'm gonna be 53 years old. There ain't no detours happening. I'm gonna climb over that bitch. And that's what we have to do. Life continues, so you got to keep up the pace with it. No, it's not gonna come back and say, "Okay, Liza, I know you wasn't feeling good 5 weeks ago, but come on, it's time to get back." No, it's not going to do that. You got to.
What did you say? You said if I worry about what someone else thinks,
it's not my business.
No, but then you said something else. It was so good too. Again, like you're just like on fire this morning. You said something about like. Does anybody remember what you just said? It was about like not focused or distraction. It wasn't a distraction. You didn't use that word. What did you say? Oh, it was so good. Oh, if anybody can remember, just say it. It's driving you crazy. I was gonna write it, and then you kept going, and I'm like, oh, I lost it. You said something about that, like it's none of your business, and it's just does this for me. Like it just makes me do this, and I don't want to do that anymore, and I can't remember. So if it comes to us, that's great.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. I just forget it. Anna says I kill the staff when I tell them that they're going to change the name to Forever 41.
Or Forever 51.
Yeah, and Kimberly, she colored her hair metallic pink last night. And that's what it's all about.
Yes.
It's about doing things for yourself and not worrying about what other people are going to think. That's also traveling. Because you're free, your spirit is finally being let out of the cage of, oh, what are people going to think? And then you go forward with it. And I think that is such a breakthrough. It's such a, like the football players when they're coming out, I guess it's home game and they're coming out and they crash through that paper and run out into the field. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And you know how easy we can do that? The dollar store sells that brown paper roll, like for packaging. I buy it when I'm going to paint and I cover up the table. You know what I'm talking about? It's like, it's a tube. It's long. I can't even put the thing there. And it's brown paper and you open it and you can wrap something with it. But it's like the hardest brown paper, but you can, whatever. It's at the dollar store. And you tape it at the top of your door. You're probably going to need 2 pieces because it's not that wide. You tape it at the top of your door. Bring the 2 pieces down where it's closed, right? And you tape it on the floor. Have somebody do it or whatever. And you get up in the morning and you say your gratitude prayer and you put your whatever, you do your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm up. Let's get this. And then you you swante your ass out of your room. You crash through that paper like, hey, like Squiggy on Laverne and Shirley. Hello.
Just don't put it
Hello.
so tight that you hit it and it fall backwards because you can't rip through. Attica says it's butcher paper.
Okay, thank you, Erica.
And then it's shoot, it's Brittany, bitch.
And you do that, and then if that's how you gotta, bitch. If you gotta get used to celebrating yourself because you woke up every morning, do little things like that. It might sound silly, it might take 5 minutes of your time, but guess what? You just crashing through that paper like that Wonder Woman bitch coming out. Guess what happens? Your day's set, and your belief system in yourself it's like over, and there's nothing anybody can say or do that's gonna interfere with your mood for that day, and you're gonna get shit done, because when we're happy, we get shit done. And that's what we need to do to celebrate yourself. Liza says she's gonna let her vagina go gray. Who said that? Is she repeating somebody? I didn't say that.
You didn't say she's going to. She said she is. She said she is. She said she let her vagina go gray. We're very proud of you, Liza. That's wonderful. And I'm so glad that all of the tribe knows, and Facebook and YouTube land know that. So just for everybody, it's gray now.
It's gray. And gray's a color.
And listen, you said something. You said when you're happy, you get shit done. And it actually goes the other way too. You get shit done. When you get shit done, you're happy. So it goes both ways. And that's the beauty of it, is we feel the most depressed when we're stuck. But when we feel we don't have any choice, when we feel that and the illusion is that we say we don't have any choice, but we actually do. We just don't want to choose the thing that needs to be, that we need to choose. So when we get past that excuse, that bullshit, and say, okay, you know what? It's time for me to live my life. So what Anna said was absolutely great, that we need to get into there. And you're right. You know what? I could take, excuse me, I could take weekend trips with the kids. And as soon as my kids are finished with school this year, then I could go. I mean, I just have to make sure I have, stuff to use on my phone, like data, because I do all my work online. So that's the only caveat. And I'll just go to Verizon and find out what I need to have hotspots, how much that's going to cost me, and then just go. So you're right. I mean, I've got a thing on top of my car, a luggage rack. I've got a luggage rack on the back that hooks in, throw the dogs in, and then get going, So
you got to read Anna's thing when you're done. I'm sorry.
The long one?
Yeah. She's replying to Liza.
I did the laser hair removal to hide the evidence. At the third session, the lady tells me it doesn't kill gray or blonde hair, so it was looking like a cat.
Oh, that is awesome.
Oh my God. It was looking like a catfish. That's interesting. I've never seen.
Oh my God.
You tried. Fabulous. 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 Listen, hey. You know what?
That's why I shave it. That's why I'm like, doo, doo, doo. I ain't
that was a very funny scene in Sex and the City when Samantha, she was dating the younger guy, and she'd always shaved, and she said that he likes a full bush, so she started to grow it back, and she realized that it was gray, so she was all freaked out because he's a younger guy. And so she decides to dye it, and it comes out this like ridiculous, like awful color. And so now it's full and this odd color. And she shows her friend to like be like, oh my God, you got to see this. And her friend's face was like horrified. Oh my God, and then she's like, the hell with this. She just shaves it off, and she says to the boyfriend, I like it this way. So you're just going to have to get used to it.
That's it. I'm Samantha in Sex and the City. I just love her, and I'm daring like her and very aggressive like her. I'll probably get arrested in Dubai when I go next September as well. But I can't wax, but I don't like having anything there either. No waxing for me. But yeah, so Anna, thank you for giving us the visual of your Toto.
Chenille wrote, get Zachary Bella to wax it for you. She just did me.
Oh, I can't, Chenille. Chenille's Zachary Zirita's daughter. I can't. I just the thought of that. Listen, I can't even get my eyebrows waxed because my skin is too thin on my face. Can you imagine in my vagina? No, thank you. I'm old school, chenille. I do old school shit. I get the razor and I put the soap and I shave. That's it. That's fun for me. Then I walk down the grocery aisles and have orgasms. That's fun for me.
What an interesting direction we went with the bucket list travel.
Because we're traveling. It's still traveling.
We're traveling through the shopping center, having orgasms. See, that's an adventure, right? So you could have an adventure anywhere. You could have it in your local grocery store.
So the mindset. And by having, walk down the bread aisle and ooh and ah at all the different makes of the breads and realize.
Yeah, because the frozen food aisle might be a little chilly. You might be like,
it's a little chilly. I don't even like the grocery.
It's a little chilly down this aisle.
Liza Tuck said we're traveling through the grays, and Anna says we're getting ready for the travel, girl. Now we all should go to Anna's house because Anna has a boat and she's always out on the water.
Oh, that's fantastic. That works for me. In fact, that was on my list for the summers to get my boating license. I almost got it years ago, and then I just never showed up for the last class for the test, and then I would have had it all this time. But that sounds great. Where's Anna? She's
Orlando,
in Florida, right?
Yeah. She's from Puerto Rico. I've known Anna since Anna 98. Anna was my student. And Anna has just surpassed everything, and single mom for a while now, and now she's just was wonderful, creative, and and I love talking to her. She's grown and she's a hustler, and she knows. Let me tell you, she took what she learned in that classroom and applied it 10 times to her success. So I applaud you, Anna.
That's awesome.
She said we don't need one. Wait, what we don't need one, we over the age limit. They tug sometimes. Ingrown hairs, I know. I have
Liza's still talking about her vagina and her pubic hair. Yeah. You know what? This has made me think that maybe I will find out where all the tribe members live and make a road trip. And I'll head down because I know we have some in Georgia. Well, we have a bunch of them in Florida. So I could just like pack the kid. Here's the deal, though. You have to be okay with my 2 kids, who are great, by the way, and my 2 dogs. That's the only caveat. And I have no problem. I'll stay in a motel that takes the pets. But that's the thing. I've got to pack them in. I can't leave them where I am. So maybe that's what it is. I'll just take a road trip, and then anybody who lives further west, I'll just start heading that direction at some point, and I'll just broadcast from wherever I am. So
I say do it. When you gonna start?
After they finish school. I think they finish the same week, mid-June. So the end of June, I can be on the road within 2 weeks, get everything planned, and yep.
I think you should do it. Let's all remind the Badass Buddha and every show from here going forward to the summer how it is her destiny to travel this summer. She's talked about it since last summer to me. Margie, do not give her my address.
No worries. I won't just show up, Anna. No worries.
She's cracking up. And I think that we need to remind her that Badass Buddha does Badass Buddha shit.
Yes. So we need to put out there too that my dad is going to be good and will not require so much care, so that I can leave without feeling terrible about how he's going to be taken care of. But it's something that I need to do for myself and for my children as well. That's the big thing. That's the whole point of the traveling. The bucket list we make for ourselves, but it's important for us to do those things. But we've got to honor ourselves and I want to do stuff by myself, but I also want to do stuff with my kid. No, not yet, right? So, we have in the background. So anyway, okay, so this is good. We didn't have Sarah come on. No worries. We're going to reach out to her. We've been really slack on reminding our guests. We never really had to do that before, but our guests have sort of been, I guess, doing their own thing. So that's great for them. But Sarah is more than we are happy to have her back on. And we're not upset that she didn't make it. No big deal. We are never at a loss for words. That is for damn sure. Me and Gladiator Guru, right? So anyway, anything else, Gladiator Guru, before we go?
Well, and I just wanted to let you know she was just kidding. She is a joker like that.
I saw.
And Iris, I don't know why you can't see what everybody's writing. Are you on the comments? What I do want to say before we hang up, mi gente, is this is a tribe of love. This is a tribe of inspiration and motivating one another in whatever business, whatever, wherever life is taking us right now. We're involved in is to rise by helping others rise and all that good shit. So I want to say all that to remind you all to please share the show. Share it. If you haven't subscribed on YouTube, please do so and share from the YouTube channel onto your Facebook, whatever show it was you like, because we need to get this out there, because I learned so much during every day of the showing. Every time we have a show, I learn from you, whatever you wrote. Look at today, we all learned something. The Schumann, whatever. I got to read up on that. Thank you, Michelle.
Yes.
And I love when like the badass Buddha becomes vulnerable and she starts talking about some of her fears on the show, because it reminds all of us that we're human and we're all striving for the same thing, is to be better than we were yesterday. So, put your business out there. If you want to put your business and use this platform to do it, then send us a message. We'll put you on the show and you can talk about what it is you're doing. But let's help one another. So share, subscribe, and let's get this ball rolling, because you never know what soul is out there that needs to read your comments or hear whatever it is that we're talking about. And that's how
and comment and post, because that's how you get, like, when you're looking at these things like Linda McBee, and yes, I see Maryland, Linda, I'm going to come down. So East Coast sounds good to me on my way to Florida. But Linda, when you get to be the top fan, you get a little diamond next to your name. So we want to see more and more top fans, because we're also going to be shouting the posts out. We have Francia doing our social media posting, and she's been doing a great job already. She just started. And so we're going to be really posting a lot of stuff and honoring all of you, because we wouldn't be here if it were not for you. And we want to really get this to just skyrocket for 2021. We really do. We love what we do, and we think what we have is really great, and we want to share it with everybody.
Yeah, and enough with the sleepwalking, mi gente. And us ladies, we want to do this, we want to do that, then we get fearful, we feel we're too old or whatever. Don't. So let's unite, and let's just change the narrative of last year's confusion to this year's delusion, and let's just move forward with it.
Again,
let's do it.
Last year's confusion to this year's delusion. Oh
yeah, because last year we were confused and we thought this year was going to be better, and it was a delusion.
You're like on fire this morning. With that, everyone, thank you so much. We on Tuesday's show, we will be talking about what is beauty. So we're going to be talking about the beauty on the outside, the beauty within, and who it really matters to. So it's going to be a really great show about just honoring ourselves and loving ourselves. So everybody have a great weekend. And that's it, right? Gladiator Guru, we're good to go?
That's it. We're done.
Mm-hmm. All right. So thank you, everybody, for coming on. And from the Badass Buddha, remember, be you, be real, and be extraordinary.
Yes, and mi gente, remember, breathe in the beauty. Breathe out the bullshit. Namaste.
Namaste, everyone.
Ciao.